I'm Nancy Showalter, and you're listening to Spirituality for the Politically Incorrect podcast. Welcome, all radical paradigm shifters and creative change makers. You who dare to create a better life and a better world. Tap into the power that resides within you and use that power for constructive change. Hello and welcome to today's episode. I'm so glad you've decided to join me for a topic that just might change the way you look at mindfulness and meditation. Many of us picture meditation as sitting perfectly still with our legs crossed and our eyes closed. But there's another powerful option that can be practiced in daily life, outdoors, indoors, or anywhere you can find a little space and time, and that's walking meditation. So let's dive in. When you think about meditation, you may automatically picture yourself sitting down, becoming quiet, and closing your eyes. But meditating while walking is another useful option. It's something you can do whether you're on a quick lunch break, strolling through your neighborhood, or visiting a lush forest. If you've ever walked in a forest surrounded by the smell of fresh greenery and the sound of a babbling brook, or walking on the beach at sunset, you know how refreshing these experiences can be. They give you a break from the hustle and bustle of daily life. Walking meditation taps into that restful awareness, helping you disconnect from distractions or even thinking more clearly about a problem that's on your mind. And there are many benefits of walking meditation. Some people find it difficult or uncomfortable to sit for long periods, especially if they're new to meditation or have a physical challenge. Taking a stroll provides a different approach to launching or expanding your meditation practice. And if stress has been piling up, you might find it more soothing to keep moving around rather than trying to stay perfectly still. Now let's talk about one of the most common issues with seated meditation, and that is nodding off. No doubt you have experienced this if you meditate at all. For instance, if you were up all night finishing a project or comforting a sick child or dealing with insomnia, you might find yourself dozing during a sitting meditation. Whereas a walking meditation will help you remain more alert, simply because your body stays active. And then later, when you're able to get the rest you need, you can return to a seated practice feeling more refreshed. Now, another fantastic benefit of walking meditation is that it's good for your body as well as your mind. Every bit of physical activity counts toward keeping you fit. And a walking meditation of 15 minutes to an hour is a gentle yet effective way to exercise without strenuous effort. Now, one purpose of meditation is to develop a clearer mind that you can rely on all day long. And when you become accustomed to walking while meditating, you may find it easier to connect spiritually and generate clear, positive thoughts in any setting, even in the middle of a busy city block. And many retreat centers include walking meditation in their programs, so it's become a common variation that you're likely to encounter. Now, you might wonder, what makes a walking meditation different from simply taking a stroll? Well, it's all about intention. A walking meditation is practiced with the deliberate intention of cultivating mindfulness or a spiritual connection, rather than just aimlessly moving around and letting your mind wander from one worry to another. Now, a good way to start is to create a path. I suggest you begin by deciding on a route for yourself. It can be as simple as walking around your living room, or strolling through a park, or along a safe sidewalk in your neighborhood. Ideally, pick an area you're familiar with and find it conducive to quiet reflection, so it's easier to avoid distractions. And be sure to pace yourself. most people find a slightly slower pace is more conducive to becoming deliberate and attentive. And it's perfectly fine to start walking at your usual speed and gradually slow down as you settle into the rhythm of your breath and footsteps. But there's nothing wrong with walking at a faster pace either. Be sure to quiet down. What I mean by this is leave your earphones at home and turn down the mental chatter. Put aside your to-do list, your plans, or worries. Still your mind and observe that sense of that inner quiet. If any thoughts pop up, acknowledge them, but let them pass and gently bring your focus back to your body moving through space. This is also a wonderful time to repeat your personal affirmations or decrees, either silently or aloud if you're in a private setting. Breathe deeply. Pay attention to your breath, drawing it in from your diaphragm so you can feel your abdomen rise and fall. Gradually synchronize your footsteps with your breathing in a natural, sustainable pattern. For example, you might inhale over 2 steps and exhale over the next 2. But don't force anything. Just let your breath and step find a comfortable rhythm. And notice your body and surroundings. As you walk, tune in to the sensations of your feet, your legs, and your torso. Feel the ground beneath you, whether it's soft grass, a wooden floor, or a paved sidewalk. Observe any sounds, scents, or gentle breezes. And rather than judging these stimuli, simply notice them as part of the experience. It's all about becoming completely present with what you're doing. Walking meditation can be an ideal transition to sitting meditation. Sometimes taking a few minutes to walk mindfully will help release tension in your body, clear your mind, and make it easier to settle into stillness for a seated practice. Another good use for walking meditation is as a supplement to your sitting practice. For example, if your foot gets a cramp or you simply want to move around, meditating on your feet can help extend your overall meditation time without breaking the flow of mindfulness. The idea is not necessarily to replace a seated practice, but to complement it. Each method has its own benefits. Seated meditation helps quiet the body and mind more deeply, while walking meditation keeps you physically engaged and can be easier to sustain if you're feeling restless or fatigued. Again, walking meditation is not meant to replace sitting meditation. Traditional seated meditation has profound benefits, especially when it comes to quieting your physical, mental, and emotional bodies, focusing on your heart center as you connect to your higher self, the I Am presence within. Ultimately, of course, it's up to you to discover what works best for you in your own spiritual routine. Some days you might prefer the stillness of a seated practice. On others, you might need the active engagement of a walking meditation. The important thing is to spend some time going within, recentering yourself, and nurturing that connection to your inner being. Here are some practical tips for success. Dress comfortably and wear shoes and clothing that won't distract you with any discomfort. It's helpful to set a time frame. Whether you have 5 minutes or an hour, a defined time can help you be more consistent and fully present. Always stay safe. If you're walking outdoors, keep an eye on your surroundings and watch for traffic or obstacles. And experiment. Try different speeds, locations, and times of day. Notice how each variable affects your mood and mindfulness and your ability to stay spiritually connected. I think you will find that walking meditation is a beautiful, versatile practice that allows you to bring mindfulness into your everyday life. Whether you have trouble sitting still, need a way to de-stress after a busy day, or simply want a fresh approach to meditation, it's worth exploring. The more you practice, the more you'll discover your own rhythm and how to balance walking and sitting meditations for maximum benefit. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you'll give walking meditation a try and see how it transforms your daily routine. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend or leave a review. And as always, feel free to reach out with any questions or comments. I'd love to hear your experiences. Until next time, I wish you peace, clarity, and a wonderful walk in mindfulness. Thank you for being with me today, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, download, and comment. I'd love to hear from you, and your support is much appreciated. And don't forget to go to theawakeningnow.com for free bonuses and information on my new book, You Were Born to Be a Christ, but You Were Taught You Are a Sinner. Awaken to who you really are. See you next week.